Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Today we're going to be listening to Puddles Pity Party, aka the sad clown with the golden voice. I first heard him recently with Haley Reinhart in a duet of Mad World. It was fantastic, also arranged by Postmodern Jukebox. And I was struck by how good he is. He has this beautiful classical way of singing and so much expression, but he really blends that into this jazz style. I just loved it. So I wanted to hear something solo, and a bunch of you recommended Royals. The fact that he covered a song by Lorde blew my mind. It's Lorde comes from New Zealand. She wrote Royals when she was 16. So 16-year-old singer-songwriter performed by a clown. That already is incredible to me. And this is about opulence too, and sort of a longing yet disdain for it at times as well. So the idea of a clown singing about that is really intriguing to me. On top of that, I love the way that Postmodern Jukebox puts a jazz spin on everything it touches. It's just really tastefully done each time. So I am very excited to hear what this cover sounds like. Let's get to it.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address. In a torn up town, no postcode envy, but every song's like gold teeth, gray goose tripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, but everybody's like crystal, Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals.
This is good. This is really good. We're going to watch it again from the beginning here in just a bit. But I love the eye contact from everyone. That's great. I am really caught, though, by the sass. It's almost like disdain that's happening. And the pauses were brilliant. Held for just that second that makes you think, did I accidentally hit pause? And the total stillness while that pause was going on was great too. It's very interesting. It feels very like a very real communication of emotion from a clown that is, he's kind of grumpy about this, that he's never going to be a royal. Yeah, let's go back to the beginning and catch it again.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh.
It's exactly a moment longer than you feel comfortable with. I'm and yeah, oh no, did I do something? At the very moment that I wonder if I did something wrong is the moment after when they start going again. I love it. It was a perfectly timed pause. Okay. Not like my pauses. I tend to pause in bad places.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address.
I love the way he stretches out a dress. It's there's a little longing in the voice right there.
In a torn up town, no postcode envy, but every song's like gold teeth, gray goose tripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, but everybody's like crystal, Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet
enunciation is, it's amazing. It's so good. It's better than Lorde's enunciation. It's so good. Well, you know, she has a much more like casual, laid back enunciation. His is so pristine, clear. He sounds like he could be a royal with that enunciation. It's brilliant. Listen, I'll just give you a little bit of that. Wow.
But everybody's like crystal, Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It's a run in our blood. That kind of luck just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy.
I love the way he sings "Rule" and that slide. Oh my gosh, I want to hear that again.
Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule.
So he's actually doing like a portamento. It sounds like opera that's a slide down, but it's like, it's more than just a slide. He's using vibrato along the way and making it particularly gooey, essentially. So it sounds like, I would call that a portamento because it sounds operatic to me. But I love the way that it also has this longing in it. And I love the way that the first time he goes up to the top on Royals, his voice, because it has a lot of presence in the bottom part, I don't expect it to have such a beautiful bloom on the top. And it really does bloom. It has a gorgeous opening of sound, which is what I mean by the sound blooming up there. It has like an opening and it shimmers. It's like a beautiful flower just opened. I know, that's not as technical as I normally get. Essentially, all of the resonance in that upper area, it's very open. It goes ding, 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 ding. The chords don't get tight because it's higher. They essentially shift into a different gear, and they sound fairly relaxed. So they're creating a really lovely fundamental sound that then goes into this open resonance. It goes ding, 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 and it sounds like just beautiful shimmering in the air. Okay, there we go. The scientific explanation of what a bloom in the voice might sound like. Let's go back to that awesome moment.
We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It's a run in our blood. That kind of luck just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy.
I like the way that he's purposely a little flat on live. It's like, he doesn't believe that he'll be allowed to live that fantasy.
My friends and I, we've cracked the code. We count our
That was such a cute musical moment where the instruments really interacted with the lyrics there, and his face in response to that as well was adorable. So right after Cracked the Code,
we've cracked the code.
it's got like an octave thing happening in the piano, and it at the same time it just has a lot more movement instead of the sort of calm, a lot less notes in general that happens in accompaniment. So it really takes the spotlight for a moment away from the vocal into the instrumental. I like that.
Hey, we've cracked the code. We count our dollars on the train to the party. And everyone who knows us knows we're fine with
his hand movements are really interesting. It's like the entire persona that he's put together. He's got some sass and brightness in the tone, and then he's got this like very classical elegance. and the roundness. So like he has some loft that's always present in the voice along with the twang, really creates a nice balanced sound. But even that vocal timbre goes together with this persona that he's created. Clowns tend to be, well, his clown in particular is one that's more elegant and has some sadness to it. And so this works to have a tone that can be weepy, but can have some sass at the same time. And the hand movements, I like the way that he constantly seems to have a twitch with, I think it's his right hand where he's playing with his thumb against the hand. I wonder if this was something he developed just for this character, or who he based that on in life, if that was based on somebody else. Or maybe he has a nervous twitch and so he decided to make it a part of that character. I don't know, but I think it's fascinating the different levels of details he puts into this character, into Puddles. And then he also uses the other hand to paint, kind of like Dimash does hand painting. He does that with his hand as well. Very, very interesting movement and impersonation overall. Also, his eyebrows are really cool and very expressive. They basically are super powered, kind of like my left eyebrow.
But every song's like gold teeth, gray goose, tripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, but everybody's like crystal Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, or tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It don't run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your rule.
It's just fascinating. It's so interesting to me to hear the longing in his voice. And if you think about clowns, like in history, you would have a jester in court. And this is one of the things that intrigued me the most about this idea of him covering this. Like, how does a clown feel about the royals around them? And this one, it sounds like he's got a combination of longing and distaste. And I think it's just such an interesting mixture of emotions to put into this vocally, and in expression in face and body motions as well.
Running our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy. Oh, 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 oh. I'm bigger than I ever dreamed, and we'll never be royals.
It's like, it's so interesting. Clowns are often supposed to be the ones that don't get to be vocally expressive. I think he actually is usually silent when he's in this character, when he's not singing. And like, singing is the one chance you're giving him to let it loose. And I like the way that you get this sadness that's inside, but you also have this, like right here, it felt like I suddenly was released into some fun that he's enjoying, really getting the chance to sing. Man, the complexity of his character is just great. Ah, ah.
And we'll never be royals. It don't run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule.
There's something about a clown, a 6'8" clown singing Queen Bee that makes me giggle inside every time. You can call me Queen Bee. I love it. I love it.
You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule.
What? No, you're kidding me. Is he not gonna... Oh, he doesn't even finish No!
Buzz, let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule.
What a joke. What a joke, right? Oh my goodness. I feel like I feel so stolen from it this moment. Let's go back. Maybe we should go back to a previous verse because I don't like that. I do like that he didn't finish it, but part of me is like, no, it needs to be finished. Okay, we're gonna go back a little bit more because there were a few more things I really wanted to look at in his voice. Let's go during this last bit.
Oh, 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 I'm bigger than I ever dreamed. And we'll never be royals. It don't run in our blood. The kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz.
So this whole time, he has this deeper sound accessible in his voice, essentially. So he has like sound that's back here, that's open and ready. But he is able to keep the sound really here. So he basically keeps it in the mask. And that's part of why his diction is just feeling like super clear. He's continually essentially like threading the resonance or the buzz through a similar area. The vowels all are lined up. So it doesn't feel like if I have an E vowel, which tends to be very forward, and an A or an O vowel, which tend to be a little bit more back, it doesn't feel like we have this this jarring sound of going from E to A and having a big difference between those vowels. Instead, he's lined them up to continuously thread very nicely. But because he has this bigger and more operatic sounding voice, he's continually also giving it that loft on top. So he's got there's a difficulty sometimes that singers with that extra goodness in the voice will have, where it can drop back really easily. It can be like la 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 and suddenly feel a little bit swallowed. And he's so successful in continually keeping that sound really far forward, especially when he goes higher, which would be more likely to kind of go back in this area. He's just so successful in continually keeping it forward in his face and feeding the sound to us. That is technically difficult to do, but it is something that I feel is very underappreciated in listeners, because we don't usually have most people that listen to singing don't realize what's happening or what's going into that to try and keep that sound consistent.
Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule.
That ending is hilarious. I wonder how many of you recommended this song just because of that surprise ending. I'm looking at you. Your guys' recommendations are awesome. And sometimes you also like to, sneak in something that's going to be kind of funny. I wonder. I loved his singing. It's more than just the singing. It's the total creation of this character. I wonder how long he practices in front of a mirror to get all of those details and movements correct. His eye contact is amazing. The backup singer's eye contact was also amazing. And all of the little mannerisms, even down to the vocal expression, were incredible. I loved the mixture of contrasting emotions that were happening. And I really loved the pauses and the sass that was brought to it overall. It's very, very fun to do. Thank you for this recommendation. I hope that you'll continue to make recommendations and write them down below in the comments. That's where we look for them the most. Let me know what other Puddles songs you'd like to hear, and let me know if there's anything else too. You can also come and find me on YouTube on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m. Arizona time. And if you want to join more of our community, you can find us on Patreon. And you can also find me at thecharismaticvoice.com. That's where I have voice lessons and also lessons about music appreciation or just general music knowledge. So I hope to see you somewhere else soon. Thank you.